Call me Dad.
Yo, what's up? It's your guy, Amethyst Pudding here with another story time, and let's just put it no other way. Spoiler alert, I almost die. I've counted these story times, and I'm like, I almost die too many. I mean, one time's too many, but I've got, I think, like 3 or 4, and I'm like, wow, I almost die. Like, the fair story, and the getting the farm equipment store, like, either way, let's get into it. This one is about the time I decided to be stupid and take triple C's, which is like got dextromorphin or something. It's along those lines in it, which is like makes you like fucking, I don't know, high and kind of semi trip out. Not really though. Either way, we'll get into it. So I get these things. It's like Coracedin HPB, don't do this. Like I said, disclaimer, this is definitely something you should never do, because I'm sure by the end of the story you will find out. So I'm stupid, and I take a bunch of this shit, and I take too much. Like, I take it right before class, right before school. This is high school. This is like freshman, sophomore year, I'm in my first hour class, which I think is like a tech lab where you just kind of do nothing, basically. And I took, like I said, way too much, like, for my body weight, and probably just, I mean, technically to get high from it, you technically are supposed to do what they consider an overdosing of it anyway. So here I am in first hour, and I start to get super lightheaded. Like, I'm to the point where I got to go to the bathroom. And I go to the stall, and I sit there, and I, like, you know, when you get super drunk, like parties, you know, or any kind of, I guess, substance, and you have to, you know, pray to the old porcelain gods, if you will. And I'm in there, and I'm praying. I'm praying hard. I'm praying that I don't end up being that guy that dies in a fucking high school bathroom. Like, dude, I'm too smart for that. This was a once stupid time fucking thing. I think it was a fad at the time because people were doing it left and fucking right, and I'm an idiot for doing it, period. Like I said before, I don't really do hell, now I don't do pills or any other thing except smoke weed, dabs. But yeah, like, even back then I didn't do like pills a lot. Like, I would do more like shrooms, shit like that. Like, you know, simple, I guess more simple. I don't know, I consider it more simple, more natural things. But I don't mess around with pills too often. And this is just another example why, because I'm sitting here about to, like, lightheaded as hell, like, getting sweaty though, peaked, and I'm in the stall with the door shut, and I'm just like, man, please, someone don't come in and, like, knock on the door. Like, I just, let me die in peace. If I'm gonna die in the fucking bathroom, let me die in peace, you know? It's like, you know, I'll pray, but no, I ended up fucking, like just, I don't even remember if I puked. I think I may have dry heaved or something. If anything, I didn't really have nothing really too much that morning, and I ate something before I took them, so I wasn't stupid, but, like, I don't know if it wasn't enough to really, plus it was so quick, I don't know. I just don't remember producing anything. I just kind of remember sitting there going, and just kind of like, oh my god. More freaking out than just severely lightheaded to the point to where, like, I'm about to, like, probably faint. Which, being, in retrospect, being in a bathroom stall by yourself when you're about to faint is probably not the best idea, but it probably saved me from explanation of problems to people in the school. I sure didn't want to have to get in trouble or, you know, people think things that weren't the case, you know. Either way, get out of there just fine. Oh, sorry. Dabbed before this video. But anyway, did that. I came back just fine. Not just fine. I was really starting to feel an onset of just, like, what I call, like, I don't know, I call it either like the alien feeling or like the Jesus feeling. We're just kind of like slowly ascending, like I am in the camera. That's why I got the camera set this way, a very slow ascent, you know. But it's a good ascent. It was a good ascent. Like, this is when, like, okay, like, the scary parts are done. This is good time. And, like, as, like, the panic wears off from the first hour, I am in, like, second or third hour, and I remember I have a test. I didn't remember, but I did as I was entering the classroom, in this mode of, like, all-knowing, like, I was becoming, like, the omni being, you know, omnipotent, if you will. And yeah, no, I remember I took this test and like I just had a feeling like I'm killing this motherfucker. And it was a test I wasn't too worried about, but at the same time, a little bit of studying wouldn't hurt. Ended up taking it and like just as a quick aside, got the test back like 2-3 days later. Got myself like a fucking A. Like it was like a lower A, like a 93 or 94. But either way, like I'm like, oh my god, I did good. Your boy did good. But as things go along, I remember that. So actually, someone tells me. I don't even remember. Someone tells me, hey, we got that mock trial, which is funny because the year prior. So this must have probably been junior year. Because the year prior would have been sophomore year, I think. Either way, the year prior, I was the judge at the mock trial, and I actually overturned the jury's decision. It was actually a pretty sweet gig. This year, they had me as one of the jurists because they like to have people who had some know-how and people who were, I don't know, just people who had the class prior anyway. So here I am about to not go to regular lunch and go to this mock trial when I'm ascending to the gods or being beamed up by like the aliens. Alienology just going up and away. But yeah, so here I am in this mock trial, just sitting here like, and I'm listening, and at this point, like I said, I'm feeling good, like everything's absorbing. I'm just kind of like, just chilling out, just like, you know, just giving the old smile, like, yep. But I'm listening, I'm absorbing like 115% knowledge at this point. I'm just going, and I think that case actually ended up being the other side. The other side ended up winning, but realistically, going by like the actual facts, the side, like the other side, I'm pretty sure I tried to hang the jury at some point because the jury was just siding with the people who were like the popular kids, and I'm like, this is not how a mock trial was work. Yeah, they're popular or whatever, cool kids or whatnot or whatever, but like, goddamn it, see, I've just always been that intellectual kind of person, I guess. But I got saved at this here thing. I got saved. And at this point, I'm also like starting to chug some water. I got like some bottles of water, and we gave us some free soda with the pizza. Because a pizza, that was the whole major thing. It's like, oh, you don't get to go to lunch, but you get to have pizza and soda and water and whatever you want in this room with us while we're doing the mock trial. And you get to sit and chill out. And teacher for this class was a baller, still is a baller. I see him sometimes, from time to time. He's a good guy. And yeah, this class was great. So we're sitting there, I'm just eating this pizza, and it's helping me, like, you know, eat off any of that gross feeling from like the prior, like, you know, sitting almost dying in front of the fucking toilet. And yeah, I eat a couple, 2-3 good slices in there, and I'm still just ascending though. Like like I said, as much as I took for my body weight was probably similar to my story about that field trip. You'll see it. I'll probably tag it in the banner to this story as it's the associated video or whatever, because it's very similar. But yeah, I was just so zoomed, and at this point, like I said, I'm chugging water, trying to stay good and hydrated, and you know, and everything, and I end up getting back home as I was living at my grandma's at this time. No problem. I mean, I ended up getting there kind of, you know, later or whatever. And I remember that night, see if I'm not forgetting anything. Yes, I remember I slept for like ever, of course. I hit the bed as soon as I got home, pretty much went boom, and just like tried to like exit out of the day, you know, escape key out of the day. And I was sleeping, and and I remember I woke up, and it's like fucking like, I don't know, like 2-3 in the morning, probably a.m. And I went to sleep at like 7, 8. Like I went to sleep early, 8:30 at the latest, you know. And I wake up at like 2 or 3 and I have to go piss real bad because I think all that chugging water finally, you know, caught up to me. And I go to the bathroom and I shut the door, and I remember to this day, and it's kind of an interesting. This part is pretty fucked. I'm sitting there and I'm going to the bathroom, and I hear, like, so my grandma at this time, she sleeps upstairs. There's a stairway, and she sleeps upstairs, and you can hear people coming up and down the stairs, and you can, you know, usually call out, you know, like if someone's coming up and down her stairs. And I heard, like, as I'm peeing, I hear like a thump, 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 thump. It's like, you know, a little bit louder than like a general walk down the stairs. So I'm like, oh damn, she's pissed. She's definitely awake, and she's pissed. So I wait, and like it's thump, 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 and it gets like around the corner, because you have to go around the corner and down a hall to get to where the bathroom is. And it comes thump, 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 and it starts to slow, and it's like thump, thump, and like stops like right in front of like the last thump is like pretty close to like right where the door is to like the bathroom, but it's shut obviously, and I locked it. And I don't know why. I usually do that. This is the kind of thing I do. And so I locked the bathroom door, and I hear that thump, and then nothing. And I'm like done peeing at this point, and I'm like zipping up like, oh shit, okay, what's happening? She's pissed. So I zip up and I approach the door kind of cautiously, and I'm like, Grandma, hello? Nothing. Not a sound. Not a peep. Grandma? Grandma? You there? Grandma? Hello? Anybody? Hello? Nothing. So, I'm just slowly inching, open the door, creaking. Nobody. Not a single soul there. Not a person. And I even go over to the stairwell, like slow and cautious, and I could hear, plain as day, my grandma dead ass asleep. Asleep. In her bed. Nothing. Nothing wrong. Nothing going on. She didn't even hear me downstairs. So, I don't know if that was residual from those, or if this was like a slight haunting manifestation. I don't know. All I know is the guy that my grandma was married to at the time, who lived in that same house, passed away from cancer due to Agent Orange exposure from, fighting in Vietnam. And he lived in that house pretty much his entire, like, good chunk of his life there, his, adult life, I should say. So it makes me wonder if it was like a mixture of both things. Cause she had a dog at this point, and the dog, you couldn't hear him. He wasn't around. He was upstairs asleep with my grandma, because you hear his little collar jingling, and they're not little. It's a pretty bigger, like I call him the land whale. He's a fat dog. Rest in peace. His name was Buddy. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's no explanation for it at all. Like, and it was so loud that, she should have woke up. She should have heard the sound. That's why I don't know, man. I don't know. But what a day / night that was. I ended up going back to sleep reluctantly. I ended up turning a TV on to try to, like, I don't know. I was just freaking out at that point. It was hard for me to sleep after that, but I did. And yeah, and the next day I didn't really feel anything. I was good to go. But crazy story, crazy day. I saved the story for October because of the endings. I remember that. I'm like, oh man, this will be perfect for like a spooky time-ish, like October story with my film grainy camera. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I think it's a pretty neat little story. Neat, and it's also a good PSA to just don't do these things. Like I said, please, like I said, like, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna do triple C's like Amethyst because I'm gonna start seeing ghosts. Like, no, like, no, don't do that. It's bad for you. It really is. Like, I never did them again after that day. So if that tells you anything, it's a pretty good telling sign. And actually, if I think about it, I only have one other time where I've done anything pill related, or two. I think I have two more story times, period, coming in the future that are pill related at all. So I think I have like 4 or 5, and one of them technically is pill related, but there's multiple forms of it, so it doesn't have to be a pill. So technically, you want to get down to the technicals. There's like a handful of times in my life that I've ever had to do anything with them, and that it's been like, I don't know, at least 10 years I've done shit with them. So I think it's on 10. I don't know 10 exactly. It might be very close to that time frame. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do shit like that. I don't do any like hardcore drugs per se. Anyway, I never did even back then. I guess that would be like my hardcore drug. So I guess if that, there you go. When I did it, that was it. So either way, PSA aside, you guys have yourselves a good one. Come back to the channel. I got some more spooky stuff coming up for October, and maybe not all of them will be spooky, but good chunk of them. Either way, you guys have yourselves a great rest of your October, and come back again and have a good one. Ooh.